So, part I of our course is now going to be looking at poverty measurement using a software called the Distributive Analysis Starter Package. This was also created by Ara and Douglas in 2007, and then they keep on modifying it. And then, the episodes from 119 to 130 will be pretty much just looking at these the how do we utilize the DASP. But also, if you have reached this far, it means that now you're an expert in computing real consumption aggregates, computing poverty measurement metrics, and this is a key resource that you can use to look at any data that is out there, particularly looking at these integrated household surveys that also look at a large population, looking at a high sample that is highly representative, but also objective for you to be able to make inferences to the entire population. So, congratulations for reaching this far, and then we're going to finish off with these episodes just to take you through the process of how you can now analyze the data that you have now completed. But also just to emphasize that now you are able to generate data that also has dependent variables, but also that has covariates that now you can use as regression. So that's the aim of this course, so that you should be able to write very good research papers, be it at the graduate level if you're doing a bachelor's course, or even at the master's level, or even the PhD or doctorate level. You need these kind of skills to be able to process micro data. So what we're going to go through this last part of the course is how you go about installing this distributive analysis starter package software, and also how do you set up a complex survey design. Remember that this data, the surveys that are collected through the National Statistics Office follow a stratified random sampling approach, and then we have to set it. Stata also allows you to set up the survey based on that complex survey design. We're also going to go through a process of how we can display poverty estimates, based on those metrics that we had constructed, for example, the poor, the ultra poor. But also we're going to go through the DASP now. How do you display what we call the Foster, Greer, and Thoberg, what we call in short FGT poverty indices using DASP. But also how do you go about generating these FGD poverty indices by subgroups. And subgroups here we're referring to, it could be a location, for example, is it by area or where people reside, or by district. Those are the subgroups that we can also view. But also, how do we also display FGT based poverty gap, as well as poverty severity indices, and also how we can interpret them. And then also going through the process of how do we compute differences in poverty indices, particularly just to see or check if they are statistically different or not. Then also we're going to go through how we can display inequality measures. There are several inequality measures that the DASP also includes, but we're going to focus on the Gini coefficient and see how that can be measured using this package. Then lastly, we're going to combine the distribution graphs. Normally here it's just to showcase to you how you can combine these graphs, save them, so that you can put them in your research papers, as you're writing your research. And also lastly, how do you make inferences based on the covariates that we've generated, because then with the complex survey design, you can now project, these covariates and see, okay, out of the population that was estimated, how many of these of what sample of that population have also, let's say, for example, if you're looking at indicator looking at hectareage, what is that hectareage also referring to in terms of the sample population. So these are the process that we're going to go through, and then let's get started.